Ladies and gentlemen, the Madness Entertainment Group presents Put the Comic Artist Hour with Les Garner.
Howdy, y'all. We are back for another installment. And this time I am working on something a little different. One of the things that I love about Clip Studio, besides that it's like the best tool for doing comic book work, is you can do a lot of animation work inside here. And so I'm actually working on an animated trailer for an upcoming book, and let's see how well this shows up on the screen. Yeah, there it is. So if I hit play, I actually just finished animating this earlier. So if I hit play over here,
I do hope you will join me. I do hope you will join me.
And I've got this up here just because I wanted to talk about animation a little bit. And here you'll see we've got all these keyframes in here. These are all my keys. Every one of these is a different drawing. And because I am just such a damn masochist. So like, let's turn these back on. There you can see how it goes through there. And Clip Studio has a really interesting way of working with stuff. And one of the things that I wanted to share was about lip sync. So like, let's do a new file on here. And let's see. We got 5 seconds playback time on it. So here you can hopefully this shows up on the stream. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Crap. So the setup screen allows you to set up all the resolution and everything, and determine like how long your clip's going to be. So we'll just go ahead and hit OK on that. And here we come in with an animation folder by default. So I'll show you some of how this works. It's really quite neat. There's two different methods of animation in here. There's key by key animation, cell animation, and then there's tweening. So like we'll just start off showing you about the frame by frame animation. So like here I've got a frame in here, and let's doodle something. Let's doodle something in here real quick. I'm gonna set this to a blue line, and let's do. We're going to go real quick here. Okay, so have a guy kind of looking down. And something like that. Boom, boom, boom. And let's see. There's his neck. So
let's got Umber Ludus in the chat again, like 5th week in a row. Good to see it. Good to see it.
Howdy, howdy. So this is kind of fun because doing animation, I don't have to be as detailed with my drawing. I mean, I could be, but it's like, why bother?
Right.
So let's just throw stuff in here. Boom, 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 boom. I know this is going to be dark. And then we'll just have a little hint about some abs right here. Of course, I'm just kind of winging this for the sake of playing with it, but we'll do a nice big dark area here under that deltoid. A nice big dark area here under this deltoid. Okay. And then boom, 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 boom. Okay. So if I'm doing forward animation where I'm just walking forward, thinking about my timing, there's a few terms, and you'll have to forgive me because I don't really commit a lot of this stuff to memory as much as it is just instinct. But you'll hear animators talk about animating on something, like on 2s, on 4s, on 6s, and so on. And what that is they're saying how far they go before they drop a keyframe. So let's say I'm going to animate something on 4s. So here I'm going to go over to frame 4. Okay. I'm going to right click on, well, I could right click on that frame and just duplicate it and then alter it. Or let's turn on some onion skinning, and then we'll do a new cell right there. Now I'm going to go in here and change my onion skin settings, because I want to see some frames beforehand. Let's do 3 frames before and 3 frames after. Since there aren't any frames after it right now, it won't matter. So right now, with the onion skinning on, you can see a ghosting of the frame before. Okay, so let's just take this new frame and come in here and do quick head sketch. Okay. Okay. Boom, boom. Probably going a little overboard on that head sketch right now, but that's okay. So there's that. Get this other ear in here. And I'm going to continue this shadow, these deep shadows. Okay, then that's going to allow for a little bit of his neck to start to show right here. Okay, let's get rid of that one. I think I want this, yeah, right about there. Then we're going to go over here, right over here. So he's got a little bit of motion going on there. Pop that up just a little bit more. And let's see. Boom. Boom. Again, we're going to keep those big shadow areas. Okay, here. And we're going to bring this one down. Fill right there. Collarbone action. Okay. That.
Umbra said, is this layer 4 or cell 4?
Well, this is this is frame 4, layer 2 right now.
Okay. Frame 4, layer 2.
Yep. Yep. Let's So there's that. And I'm being super rough with it because initially when you're animating, you just want to work out timing.
And we got Matthew Craig in the chat dropping his link to Night Slayer. Go check that out.
Let's see. And I think I'm going to give this guy some kind of a sword coming up here. Draw that out of frame. Boom.
What's up, Ghost Pepper? Thanks for the shades, buddy. I see you over there.
So, swoop, 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 swoop. Now, if we turn off the onion skin, I've got keys set to where I can go back and forth. So I'll turn my onion skin back on. And
I'm doing some animation, Matthew.
then we go there. This nice big bicep in here. Boom. Okay. And then this other one right here. That bicep's going to catch some light. Okay. Underside of that pec. Okay. Boom. Boom. And a lot of shadow going on in here. So then all of this kind of stuff, like I said, you go very rough. And, you know, I mention it all the time in conversations that I used to work in animation, but I think a lot of times folks don't necessarily see, you know, that. And it's part of how I ended up getting as quick as I am with the stuff that I do. Because animation, you're drawing so much stuff. Even if you're doing 3D and it's all tweened using keyframes and stuff, there's still a lot to do. So, you know, right here, I'm going to work out a little bit more with some lighting. And then I'm actually thinking here that this guy might end up being somebody relatively familiar. I'm going to go ahead and throw another animation folder on here. So animation folders store keyframes inside them. And on this animation folder, I'm going to set a new cell. And I'm going to turn on my layer color. This one I'm going to set to red. And then I'm going to just come in here and boom. Here you go. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so there we got that. Now then, we're going to go over to frame 4 since we're animating on 4s. And this time, I'm going to pull a little trick here where I right-click the layer for that cell and hit duplicate layer. And you're going to see it automatically numbered it to 2. Now I'm going to just take that. Oh, no, I'm not. Come over here and right-click. If I right-click on this frame, then it's going to bring this up where I can choose the image that shows up in that frame. So now I can pull this up, and then we're going to do a little manipulation here with it. And let's turn.
We got somebody over on Twitch admiring your stuff. Said he checked out your website. You got some sick art, man.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Quizzy over on Twitch.
Cool, cool. Thank you very much. I'm going to continue to alter it.
Everywhere. That's why we broadcast everywhere. You never know who's going to see it. Always love bringing in new people.
Let's see here. So we're going to swing this around here like that. So here you can see, you know, we're keeping, I'm building this keyframe from the drawing that was in the frame before it. I'll just make a few little tweaks. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay.
Gray Wolf, what's up, Gray Wolf?
So
That's
now
okay. You can watch it later when your eyes come back, bro. You got that. You got that membership. You're all right. He's doing Les is doing some animation, bro. This is cool as hell. Got people popping in everywhere now. Gray Wolf and and a show of what? A dash of life. That must be Hooper. It's Booper. It's Hooper the Booper. Yeah, what's up, dude? Yeah, we got people popping in. This is cool. Enjoy
nice.
Your work.
Howdy, folks. Howdy, folks. So
And we got a new person over on Pill. Dem Turn Red said awesome idea for a show. I can watch his stuff all day. This is Les's 86th episode, bro. We've been doing this for a long time.
it's been a hot minute. It has been a hot minute. So I'm going to do, let's see, let's do another key. We'll turn the hair off so I can see the body. And I'm going to come in here and we're going to hit new animation cell and turn my onion skin on so I can see where I'm at. And let's see, I'm going to go, I may actually go a little further down. See, it's at 8. It's going down to 12 since I'm animating on 4s. And at frame 12, I'm going to go ahead and draw a pose that I want to see with this sword. So I'm going to think a little bit ahead here. And we're just going to, let's see here. Let's turn the onion skin off for a minute. And there's his head. And I'm going to do a hand right there, a hand right there, and then here's going to be the sword coming here. Okay. Boom. Boom. So that's going to come there. And this is one of those times, too, where I get to be kind of cartoony. Normally, my comic book work, I'm not very cartoony. But with animation, you know, you cut loose a little bit with that. So, and sometimes, because I'll end up, if I'm zoomed in real close, I'm swinging my arm all over the place. And sometimes if I just want to be able to draw with little quick motions, I'll zoom out and make use of that as like it's a tool. So let's come here and do
So what made you want to come out here and jump in and do a little bit of animation today? What was the motivation behind that?
Because I've been getting called on to do animation for videos a lot lately, for trailers, for Kickstarters and stuff. And I keep, like, I'd been out of the loop with animation for a while. And I keep kind of finding my way back to it and finding my way back to tools and things that I like. And it's like, you know, let's just start documenting some of that.
I was going to say, now, you know, you have a heavy schedule, son.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there thinking to myself, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 different comic books that you're arting, and
Oh, I like.
animation ain't something that you'd put together in 5 minutes. It takes a little time.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
I mean, I get a lot done with it. I get a surprising amount done with, but it's still, yeah, it's way more involved.
And you're old school. You were doing this before a lot of people even thought about doing
Yeah,
it.
I've been animating. Well, animation, 3D animation is what saved my ass when the comic book business went, belly up in the 90s.
Yeah.
So that was, kind of my thing. So let's see here. He's going to go up here.
Dem over on Dem Turn Red over on Pills says, what program are you using? He's been using Adobe Fresco lately.
Fresco is a good painting program. I personally have kind of sworn off Adobe products anymore because Adobe is so predatory. I just can't stand them.
Yeah, they've done some shady practices lately.
Oh, they've had shady practices for the existence of the company. They've always been shady, but I've switched to, for all my pre-press stuff, I've switched to the Affinity suite, and it's really solid. And then for my animation work, I mean, most of my 2D drawing work has been done in Clip Studio for years. So I've been away from Adobe with that for a long time. My 3D stuff, I don't use Autodesk anymore. I 3D stuff is all Blender now, which is pretty wild.
That's what's cool is you've watched all these apps and programs adapt over the years, and like you said, you were there like at the beginning of all this.
Yeah. I mean, I've been at the stuff so long that like most of it for me is just, it's like, oh, this is where they have that tool. It's like it's not that big of a deal.
Umbrelletta's jumped over to the Twitch side. He said, there we are. I can join the Twitch community now. And then he said, yeah, F Adobe. He uses the PS6.
Oh, yes.
You guys know that stuff. I don't know that stuff. Don't draw.
Yeah. So
DTR says the cool thing about Fresco is he likes the vector brushes.
Yeah. The stuff from Affinity has a vector toolkit in it as well that's really nice. But Fresco is good. I mean, Adobe's products are, Adobe ruled the roost forever and a day because their stuff was good. But along with that, they got arrogant. And, it's just a matter of time once you start, acting that way before you start to get, start to find out.
Yeah, it sucks when you like you're better than the customers who pay you to get better.
Well, and when Adobe is costing, I was out like $200 some a month on all my Adobe stuff.
Right.
And that's stupid. Let's see here. Let's get rid of some of this. Here. Let's use a perspective ruler on this real quick. There we go. Do. Where'd my tools go? Here we go. Take our object tool right here. And I'm going to rotate that like so. Let's see. Does that look about where I want it? Yeah. Go ahead and give myself some guidelines. These guidelines are a good thing. Let's turn that off. Okay. Just put a hint of that there. And I know that we're going to be covering some of that up with hair. So let's just don't want to duplicate it and go that way. Or, yeah. So let's do a duplicate of that. And that's going to be number 3 in that collection. And we'll turn that back on where we can see it. And I made that solid for a reason. If you notice, I took a selection around it, and then I have a button here that brings up my advanced fill, and I filled that in and then got rid of it, put empty pixels all around it. And the reason I did that is so that I can manipulate that whole thing with the puppet warp. Puppet warp is neat. So
Grey Wolf wants to know, which affinity do you use? He has publisher and photo.
Say it again.
Affinity wants to, Grey Wolf wants to know, which affinity do you use?
Oh, well, in the free version that's out right now is you've got all their stuff is inside one package. So you do one Infinity install, and you've got Pixel, Vector, and Publisher.
Okay, because he says he used publisher and photo.
Yeah, but so like Publisher is great. All of them are great, but they've combined them all and streamlined them now into one interface, which I really kind of like. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I just found out one of my pit bull buddies passed away.
One of your what?
One of the 3 dogs that I got.
Oh yeah.
The 3 pit bulls that I go babysit.
Oh yeah.
Every now and then. Yeah,
Well,
the whole guy just passed away. Fucking bummed out. They told me that he was getting close, and I just said to Tasha last night that I wanted to come over one more time, say goodbye to him, but he just sent me a message, said he passed after Tasha left for work this morning. So, bye, Blaze. You were cool as fuck, dude. I hate losing dogs, man. I mean, even if they're not mine, if I know them, I fucking get attached to them.
Yeah.
Blaze was my dude, man. Look, when I'd go over to Pete's, it's like the other 2 would be in the back, and Blaze was out in the front where I would be working. Because I take my computer over there for the weekend, and I still do all my work, right? Do my shows and everything. Man, totally fucking bummed out, man. Blaze was cool.
I'll turn my can you turn that on there? Oh good, you can do that there. I didn't even realize you could do that there. Cool. Turn the nose like that so that I can see the different colors. So I know that the green is what's lying ahead and the purple is what's behind. So let's turn that hair piece off. Come in here and let's see here. Change my settings here a little bit so that actually no, I'm not. I'm gonna leave those there. Let's see what I get. because I know I'm going to there. See, here's the, so I'm looking at the eye line from the first frame that I can see, and then I'm looking at the eye line for the next frame that I can see. It's a little hard to see through there, I know, but so that means boom, boom. It means I need to be right about.
Oh, Dustin just popped in. He said he's digging these, dude.
There we go.
I'm digging this. It's cool. Right now, man, this is what I love. We got so many different things going on in the network. You never know what's going to happen, right? Pop in, you think, oh, I'm going to go watch Les draw today. Nope, you're watching Les animate today.
Yeah.
We got talent. We got skillful people in the madness, you know?
Mm.
Just saying. And yeah, definitely. DTR is like, man, he said this is dope. He just wants to stop working and create something now. That's what we are. We're in that way. We are influencers. We do want you guys to keep making cool shit. You know, I'll take influencer for that. I do want you guys to always keep making cool stuff. If you don't, I ain't got nothing to do. Nothing to talk about. No shows. Nothing. Just keep making cool stuff, yo.
That's the idea. Let's see. That one's going that way, and that one's going that way. So we're going to look at the action line for the shoulders. Action line for the shoulders. So you can see the action lines for those two keys. And I know that this one's going to need to be right in there. So then the action line for his spine right here is right there. And then this one right here is going over here. So the action line for spine there is going to have to fall in between. Okay. Then let's see here now. So let's do
You create teeth for a living. Well, that sounds cool. I'm assuming you mean you make like dentures or something, right?
I know somebody who can use your services.
Yeah, I sure do.
All right, so this hand is going to be here. So right here, we're going to have a hand right here and right here. So we'll just block those in. Now this one's going to get tricky. So that arm is going to be here. I think I want to change where that shoulder is at. There we go. There's that. It's a nice big block here. Actually, I want that hand up further. I want to keep that crazy foreshortening going. So, so this is going to be the frame that introduces the guard of the sword. So do that. That. And then let's get that lovely, I think I already have it docked over here. There's my perspective. So then we're going to take that here, here, and boom, boom, boom. Let's hide that. Okay. Kill, 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 kill. Let's go this way with this. No, no. Come in here. Nice big bicep. Carry that deltoid around. Don't be bashful about drawing off the page. Go. Okay. Nice big jaw on this barbaric SOB right here. There. Boom. Neck. Bring that stuff in there. A lot of stuff obscured, which is fine. And then continue those deep shadows around those deltoids. Here, we're going to add a little bit right there. Do a little bit right here. Do.
So Dustin said, so the green outline is the next frame. Is the purple the current frame or the previous frame?
Previous frame. Yep. Okay, there's that, which I'm going way overboard on his muscles, but that's okay. And let's see, maybe a little bit of something right here. Get a hint of a leg showing up. Okay. Throw a little hint of another leg in there. Let's refine that a touch. Now let's do that. Let's turn on that hair layer. And oh, I got 5 whole seconds in this. I don't need 5 seconds of animation in this for this. Let's do, can I bring that down? I hope I can bring that down. I forgot where to go to bring that down. Good Lord. Let's see. Timeline. Change settings. There we go. Let's just make this like 2 seconds. Yay. There we go. So it should be 1, 2. It's longer than 2 seconds animation. Change settings. 6. Start frame. Frame. No, that's fine. 2 seconds, 1 frame. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll stick with that for now. And we can come here and add a little bit of finish to this drawing. Big chest sticking it down here. Okay, and then it's going to have that. I think we'll bring that around. No. that. Switch to a much bigger pencil here and work in some quick shadows. Okay, there's all that kind of stuff. Play, see what we got. So now I'm going to come in back to, I'm going to tighten up some of this here. So I start to really kind of feel where my lighting is. Okay. Here. Once you get used to the basic ideas of the like what the layers do and the cells over here do, then it really gets easy to work in this.
Dustin said, when drawing barbarians, there's no way things are overboard when it comes to muscles. Go ahead. Go ahead. Just do whatever.
Let's see. Do. I can get really obsessive with this kind of stuff, so okay. Turn that back. And okay, now let's go in here and start doing some in-betweens. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go here to frame 3. And we're going to duplicate that layer. And now you're going to see that shows up in here as 1A. So now I've got a new drawing that's duplicated from that one. I'll turn off the hair layer for a second. Turn on my onion skin. And let's take a look at my settings. I only want 1 frame forward and 1 frame back. So 1 and 1. Okay, so now it's a little...
says, Les, you got to pause yourself while I go out for a smoke. I'll tell you when I get back. And Dustin said it is looking fantastic. So.
Actually, I should delete that layer and build those middle frames from the one with the sword, because that will save me a little bit in here. So now I've got that. Now we're going to do something really nifty here. I'm going to make a selection around all of this. Then I'm going to do an advanced fill it all with white. Then I'm going to take a paint bucket and drop out all the stuff on the outsides. And if that's solid like that, then I should be able to get, there we go, a puppet warp on it. This is such a giant cheat. I love it. So now I can take this puppet warp right here. And
Matthew, if your comic is $5 and you want to sell PDFs as well, I'd probably go $1. $1 for a PDF if the physical copy is $5. That's just me. I'm just saying. You know.
so now let's turn it off. Tick, tick, tick. It's up too high. Up too high. Now then, right here, we're going to duplicate layer, and we'll have 1A. Okay. Now, let's do.
Whoa.
Let's do this right here. And the big thing I need to get started here is for his head to be coming up to here. So I'm going to rough this in right there. And then we're going to bounce back and forth. Okay, so that frame right there can come up a little bit. And this one right here, so down a little bit.
Yeah, Dustin says, man, I'd have trouble keeping track of all that. He admired your skills for sure.
Well, that is one of the tricky parts of it. It is a lot to keep track of for sure. Most certainly. Let's go in here and kind of harden this up a little bit.
And you know, this is for those people who will sometime eventually see some of Les's animation and go, oh man, the AI detector said this is AI, man. And then we're going to go, yeah, no, you can go watch him do it live on a show, just like his drawing has been called AI before, because he's that damn good. And the AI can't even tell he's that damn good.
I get a kick out of people and that stuff. I don't even engage with it anymore.
I know, but you know what's gonna happen. You're gonna animate somebody's trailer for him or something, and somebody's gonna start squawking, and we're gonna have to squash them, just like last time, right?
I'll tell you, man. My edit is when it comes to animation, I'm not a hater on people using AI for it because animation's hard and it's expensive and it takes a long time to do. It's a royal pain, and you know, I'm not going to hate on anybody for using that for that. I mean, there are versions of using it for that I think are kind of a cheat, but nah, that's not a thing.
I just know as soon as people start accepting it here, they're gonna expect you to accept it there. And I will never accept AI comics at any level, not written or, you know, keyword drawn. Not buying into it, you know? And that's all I'm afraid of. It's like everything anymore is just the slope and what's the grade of the slope and how fast are we going to slide into some shit we don't want if we accept this. You know, and that's what
I get you.
It's like I just want to protect people like you that I know do real work. man, it's like,
oh no, I get it. I totally get it. Totally understand you. You know, I
slippery slope shit is for real, man, and it doesn't matter what it is, man. As soon as you accept a little bit, man, then they want more and more and more. It doesn't matter who, doesn't matter what. Not going in any particular direction, just saying, you know, accepting progress is not always a good thing.
Well, like I said, I'm not hating on it, because the thing is, the genie is out of the bottle with all that stuff, and there's no putting it back in the bottle. And so you just have to figure out. I've had this conversation lately with folks a few times. It's like, look, you know, whether you love or hate any of this kind of stuff, it's here, and it's just something you're going to have to live with. And you can either, you know, I'm not saying jump in and use it. I'm saying figure out where it fits into your work, your life. I mean, like, I absolutely use an AI assistant for scheduling and all kinds of things. The video editor that I use is DaVinci Resolve, and it has some amazing tools in it that are AI based. They'll analyze frames and do all kinds of neat things, and saves a lot of time. And I mean, you could remain a Luddite and say, no, I'm not going to use any of that. But then you're cutting yourself off from tools that everybody you're competing with are going to use. And, and whether they admit it or not, they're using it. Guarantee it.
You just got to find there's going to be a fine line no matter what. You just got to find what you'll go up to without crossing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the same with anything. How far are you willing to go, before you go, okay, that's a line I won't cross. For me, like you said, my line's up at the top of the hill because I don't feel like rolling down the hill and landing in the shit. And it's I mean, like you said, man, it's like I promote people that create comics. I don't want to be out there, be the guy that's promoting somebody that basically didn't do anything but ask, Chat GPT to write a story about this, and got some AI fucking program to draw poor images with no backgrounds. With if they make a comic book, I'm not probably going to promote that. I'm just.
I got you.
Now,
I'm just saying, I think the reason that I tend to be kind of a little less bullish about all that is that, I've been a 3D guy for so long.
The difference is you can actually do it less.
Yeah, well. Okay,
you don't need AI to do it for you. You see where there might be something there that'll save you a little bit of time that you can do. You don't need AI to do it for you. No, you see what I'm saying? There's a difference, and I accept that difference. I don't accept somebody like me with zero artistic talent going and keywording my way into. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference.
No, I totally get that. I totally get that kind of shit, man. That's stuff to be avoided, stuff to watch out for, and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go bullshit people. I wrote this, I drew this, fucking. And I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to be that. To me, that's just kind of fraudulent. I wouldn't want to be that guy. Everybody went, oh, look at Pops over there faking it. Victim of progress. I'm not a Southern voice. Holy crap. I've got a question for Mr. Drawer Man.
Oh, Lord.
and possibly the southern voice in the background. Okay, just throw your question. What do you got?
Let's see. Duplicate. It's going to be 1A.
And I think that person's over there on your YouTube channel.
I got you. Let's see here now.
Okay. I am a 3D artist at the beginning of my 2D art journey, and the biggest hurdle is observing what I'm drawing and correctly translating the outline with the same scale and shape onto paper. Do you have any advice on how better understanding and practice that in the beginning?
Well, when I've taught people, one of the things that I tell them is get yourself a sketchbook and draw spheres, cubes, and cylinders all the time. And it sounds like it sounds like it would be unrelated to what you're talking about, except that as you're doing it, you'll start to develop a sense of a relation between the things. And I think that's probably part of what you're wrestling with. And so being able to like have this practice where you start to develop spatial awareness on the page will really help with a lot of that. So the question was a little bit long, and I honestly, because I'm sitting here trying to draw while I'm answering it, and I kind of lost some of it. So if you want to repeat some of that to me, Pops.
He said, I'm a 3D artist at the beginning of my 2D art journey. And the biggest hurdle has been observing what I am drawing and correctly translating the outline with the same scale and shape onto paper.
Yeah, so if you're a 3D person and you're familiar with old-fashioned primitive modeling, like if you kit bash together like spheres and cylinders and cubes, and then like I'm a big ZBrush guy and I do Dynamesh, where I'm using those shapes like it's clay. Doing that will help train your brain into the headspace for actually drawing the stuff, because when you draw, you want to work with, like I said, I was saying, make a sketchbook of spheres, cubes, and cylinders. And after you've drawn those until you're so sick of them you can't stand it anymore, then you start drawing those in combination so that they make a thing. And pretty soon your stuff will start to have structure, and but I think in your question you mentioned outline. Don't think about outlines. Think about structure. Structure is everything.
There you go. Some great advice from my dude Les. Look, we have been doing this show right here for 86 episodes. There's lots of stuff like you can go back and see Les doing and explaining how he gets where he got, stuff like that, just like he's done today with this animation. There is tons of stuff you can learn from this man. Just tune into this show.
Yep, that's what the show is for. Sharing things. And my whole reason for doing it even is I've learned a lot over the last 32 going on 33 years now, and it's a lot of stuff that I wish there'd been somebody there to tell me when I started, and there wasn't. I had to figure it out. So trying to
people do is stuff that stuff that you created. It's funny. He says he's following a course called Draw a Box, which is what you described, drawing circles, spheres, and cylinders. But you've actually created some like programs and or apps for helping. Yeah,
I've created. Well, I've never done anything that was focused on traditional. I've been such a 3D guy for so long. I've written and recorded, filmed, whatever you want to call it, and released probably a couple 100 hours worth of 3D related courseware, but haven't done it for 2D yet, and I probably should.
Well, the last couple of years right here on the network, you kind of have been.
Yeah, this is true.
You've done a whole bunch of instructional stuff for people learning how to draw. And, you know, I mean, it's kind of why I sucked you into doing this, Les.
Yeah.
No, I asked him. I was like, "Hey, man, you want to do a show on the network?" You know, a couple of years ago, almost. You know, he was receptive to the idea. We talked about it. He started doing it, and he's done tons of stuff, man. One of my favorite shows that we'd done was obviously the museum walkthrough, where there was a museum that had his art all over the walls. They were doing an exhibition of Les's art.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun.
That was great. I love that show. I've watched that one a few times actually since. You know, I mean, I want to watch it again. That was cool as hell. You know, that's kind of stuff we want. We want stuff that people will actually be interested in watching twice. So you come here, you check out Les doing like animation, painting, all kinds of different stuff. And he's been, I love having you on the network. Oh, that's all.
Well, we have a good time on here.
Yeah. Breaks up my Wednesday.
Let's see. Boom, boom.
I go from a D&D game with my boys, Nem's Gaming Madness. We do that in the morning, and then I get to come over here and hang out with Les for a couple hours. And then, you know, later in the night, we have a couple other shows, Silverline and First Impressions, which is a music reaction show where Dash, who was in the chat over there, and Ed Davis will listen to a CD or album they've never heard before, and they will give you their first impression. It's a pretty cool show. You know, there's lots of cool stuff on the network. Y'all just tune in. You know, there might be stuff you don't like, but I promise for every one thing you don't like, there'll be two things you do. You just got to give the network a chance. You know, nobody likes every damn thing. Nobody.
Why am I not seeing that next frame right here? Oh, it's because I'm not clicked on it. Derp. Derpy derp 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 derp.
And we also upload everything to Roku, guys. We have a Roku channel. We upload everything over there. And you know, we do exclusive stuff on Roku, exclusive stuff on pill.net that you can't see anywhere else. We're expanding, but we're also showing a little love to those platforms that are showing us a little love and doing exclusive stuff there to try and bring people there to view. You know, so go check out pill.net and join and follow the madness there. And there's stuff there you won't see on YouTube. You won't see on Twitch. You see what I'm saying? You won't see it on X. You gotta go to Pill to see it. You gotta go to Roku to see it. Drop Zone Gaming, Roku only. That's the only place you can see it. Mike Barron's The Bark Wire, Roku only. Well, no, Pilled and Roku. I think we're doing that on Pilled and up to Roku at the same time. It's live. But yeah, you know, come on, guys. We're doing all kinds of cool stuff. We need your support to keep doing. Help us out. You know, watch our shows. Give us some likes, some love, some comments, some things to trigger the algorithm, bring more people in. That's what we need to get people like Les seen. You know, he needs to be seen more. And yeah, there you go. Dash right there. Talking about tonight is a crazy album on First Impressions. You catch it right here. Right here.
Gotta be careful sometimes that I don't end up going too close to what's ahead. So, yeah. Uh,
Ghost Pepper, we got them Monday Madness. We got them for I think his launch party, and then in 2 weeks we got Chris for his launch party on Monday Madness. So we're gonna be launching some cool stuff on the network here real soon as well. So be ready for those 2 shows, brother.
yeah. There. This guy right here. This guy right here. Boom. Boom. Here. That. So, hint of his chest right there, a little hint right there. That. Doodly doo doo doo. There. And then we want our perspective. No, that's not perspective. Perspective, I said. There we go. Perspective. Through there with it. Boom. Boom. I'm going to hide that. All right. Shoop, 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 shoop. Some little speed lanes. Speed
I
lanes.
just looked outside, Les, and you can't even tell I shoveled earlier. Shit just keep coming down, man.
Let's keep that. And then we will come through here and remove a bunch of that. That. And let's do a puppet warp on it. Swing some of that out this way, I think. Just see how that works. I don't think I like that. Let's swing this the other way. Doot, 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 doot. I love the puppet warp. Puppet warp is so handy.
I'm gonna sit here and act like I know what that is.
Yeah. Get a nice fat brush and just come in here and fill in some shading. Just kind of so it all makes sense when we're looking at playing back here in a second. Okay. Do. Some there. Some there. Okay. Boom. Let's see. Let's see where we're at so far. Yeah, it gives you a little overview of how to animate in or one of the ways to animate. I didn't even get into keyframes, but one of the ways of animating was very old school here in Clip Studio, going cell to cell like that. So I hope that sparks some ideas in folks and gets people, interested in playing around with it. I figure there's probably a good number of people who watch this who are comic book folks who've never stepped into the animation side of it.
Yeah, and they all have questions, like I mean, some of them get quoted ridiculous amounts of money to do short trailers, right?
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Then there's other people who come out and they show them, look, just like this, and this is the kind of time involved, and I mean, they give you a reasonable price for 1 minute animated clip, right? But stuff like this does give them an idea of how long it takes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
understand that you know what I mean, until they understand that
You'll
then-
see me turn out animations that are like usually about 1 to 2 minutes long for trailers, and there's a lot going on in those, but I have so many crazy tricks, like using 3D for 2D. I know, sounds weird, but we'll do things where for Gasp #1, that trailer has a ton of 3D stuff in it. But it doesn't look 3D because what it is I'll imagine a flipboard. Okay, you've got you've got a card, or think of it like this old Disney trick. Okay, if we take it out of the digital and we describe it the way Disney would do it, they would paint these really beautiful paintings of like trees on a piece of glass. And then those pieces of glass get locked into this mechanism where they all layer on top of each other and they move around, and they can animate the movement of that glass with a camera looking down at it. And so they're moving all of these different pieces, creating all this depth and doing this stuff with really no actual animation going on. So that's one of the big tricks, is like, you want your characters to be animated, as much as you can stand. And even then, there's a lot of tricks for getting through that. Like animation is absolutely an art form of illusion. The whole thing is a giant illusion, and you'd be surprised how deep the illusions go.
I'm going to show you the Gasp #1 trailer that he was just talking about on our way out, and y'all could see his work for yourself.
Well, hopefully before long we'll have a trailer done up for Oz #2, which Oz #2 is in pre-launch right now, and I think I forgot to drop the link in the chat there, but I don't know if you've got that handy anywhere.
I probably don't.
Let me go dig that up, and I'll pop that off real quick.
I have so many that I'm supposed to keep track of that And when I type Oz in, the only thing comes up is my Ozzy book. That's the only link that pops up when I type in Oz.
Let's see. Copy that link. We're just going to come over here and drop this in.
Yeah, put it right in the chat.
Hopefully that's right. That link looks really long. I don't know what's up with that, but
okay. There's a trick. There's a trick to this. Anything after the question mark doesn't matter.
Well, kill those. Let's kill those.
I don't know if you can, but you understand what I'm saying? Everything after the question mark, you don't need. All you need is the up to where the question mark is.
Okay.
On any link, pretty much.
Let's see here. So then let's try that. See if that works. Try that link, see if that works.
That one right there, that looks like it'll probably work just fine. Yeah, that's all I do. And yeah, it linked right up. Let me see. Kickstarter. Oz Nightmare and Emerald #2. Yes, that worked just fine.
Cool. Well, I'm going to let the little guy that I was drawing here play out, and you can take us out. We'll see y'all next week. Maybe we'll do some more of this.
Yeah, that would be cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I was caught by surprise. I didn't know he was going to be doing animation today, but it has been a topic in the group amongst people wanting to get stuff, done and being, like you said, just being quoted outrageous amounts of money for.
Well, I will tell you, like what I charge for like finished animation is like $1,000 a minute. Like, I mean, $1,000 for a minute of animation.
That's like 12 times less than some of my friends are being quoted for that same.
That's ridiculous.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying.
Yeah. $1,000 for a minute of footage is kind of like been kind of an animation industry standard for a long time. Like that price hasn't changed in like 10 years.
I've heard people being quoted $12,000, and I'm like,
that's ridiculous.
Get the fuck out of here.
That's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, you want to throw $12,000 at me, then it's like I ain't fond of it, but we'll definitely be hiring some Koreans to work on this, and we'll knock this thing. We'll knock you out a whole trailer, not trailer. We'll knock out a whole pilot episode for that. So
yeah, see, look, yeah, 1K makes sense. That's makes a hell of a lot more sense than 12,000. I was like, what are you?
Yeah, that's stupid. That's straight
crazy.
Stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I'm glad you come out and show people what you do with your ability and the time it takes and whatnot.
This is cool. Flipping on the layer colors like that unifies the stuff, so then it's not so jarring to look at. I like that.
There you go. And see, you'll keep fine tuning it, and we'll look at it next week, and it'll look even completely different from that.
I mean, I'm tempted. Like I'm going to save this file, and this will be one that I come back to for for future episodes that we do this stuff, because it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, cool. Do that. Save this one for sure.
And I'm doing a drawing style on this that's probably a little more complex than what you really want to be doing for animation anyway. Like if you look at any of the like DC owns the comic book animation, and their DC's animated movies are the best thing they've had in years. Their comics suck. Their movies, they've had a couple that I really liked and a bunch that I really didn't, but their animations are always solid. I don't know what that is. But if you look at the look of their animation stuff, it's really simple. Real simple. So we might get into some of that in the future. It's fun.
Cool.
So it's like the show's Comic Artist Hour, but these days to be a comic artist, you kind of need to be able to do a lot of different stuff.
Yes.
So there's my thoughts on it, and I'm ready to haul it out of here, man.
You might not so much need to know how to animate, but at least know about animation, so you're not getting ripped off by some clown that takes 20 minutes to put your 1 minute fucking trailer together. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know what it takes now. You get an idea. So there you go, people. We try to help. We try to
I think something that I will probably touch on in the future is rotoscoping. And rotoscoping is honestly, if you want really super tight, beautiful looking human animation, you rotoscope that stuff. You get actors and you film them, and then you trace the film. You rotoscope.
Lord of the Rings did way back when.
Lord of the Rings did it. Well, I mean, Disney has done that for literally their existence. Probably my favorite example of it is the movie Fire and Ice. It's based on stuff from Frazetta.
Right.
And the animation in that is just gorgeous. That was I believe Ralph Bakshi, and did Wizards. One of my favorite animated movies is called American Pop. And like all of these, I mean, they're virtually shot as live action movies, and then traced over I hate the word trace, makes everything sound so chintzy. They're rotoscoping over actors, and then but then from there it gets the look they want and all that. So That's one of those things.
You get actual human movement with the animation on top of it, which makes it look like, Conan's doing it, not me.
On the opposite end of the scale from that, which I also equally love, is Gendy Taratovsky, which Gendy Taratovsky is most commonly known for like the Powerpuff Girls and Dexter's Laboratory and all the cartoons that made Cartoon Network when like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. But his like Taratovsky's Clone Wars was great. His Star Wars Clone Wars. Right. But he has a thing on Amazon Prime called Primal. And it's all animation. There's nothing spoken in it. And it's just one of the most beautiful things you'll ever watch. And it's not rotoscoped. It's very, I don't know, it's Gendy Taratovsky. He's got a way with doing that kind of frame to frame animation that's just unique. He's really good. So most anime is like that too. Most anime isn't rotoscoped because they're, they ain't got time. They're having to turn that stuff out on such a fast time frame that they're just like, don't bother with it. But anyway, I'm finding myself getting off into the weeds. I mean, I spent 20 some years working in animation, so it's really easy for me to kind of go down the rabbit hole of that stuff. But maybe we'll visit that rabbit hole again next week.
Cool. That would be awesome. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I know I kind of dragged some of being here from the madness. Said, y'all be talking about this. Come watch, come listen, and that's what I'm supposed to do, right? Help my people get better and their stuff get better. Now, you were referring to the first trailer for the Gasp campaign. I'm going to play that on the way out so people can see this is Les's work. This is what it's all about. You just watched him do the beginning of a piece, but here's a finished piece, guys. I know you're going to like it. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Later, folks.
Ozzy, what are you doing? Come and have a look at this lovely book that was sent over.
You're wrapping in the perpendicular.
Oh, go on and spit the bat out your mouth. No one can understand you like that.
6 out of 5 dentists and all.
Oh, well, that's not much better. Ozzy, why don't you sing to me? I can always understand you when you sing to me.
Fucking my brains. What is this my publisher sent me? Inked in black with art so sweet.
So what do you think? Do you like it?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's rock. Roku, bitches. This is only on the Roku exclusively, and it's either the Madness or Roku. Have you downloaded the Madness Roku app yet? Why not? You can be watching this. Go ahead and do that. It's Roku Rover and the Madness. Think about it. And how this will work when you terminate Judgment Day. It's you versus the machines. No! Let's go ahead and do this. We got Arnold Schwarzenegger, Fitzpatrick, Burl, It's the battle of the humans versus the machines. Are you up for the challenge? Download the Roku app and find out.
If you missed the live viewing of any Meg production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. Madness Entertainment Group.